Hey, it is Wednesday. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday, March 16th. We're I don't know, we're all blown apart. Kyle's got a little baby next to him. He's rocking a new crew neck. I got my early mornings are for troublemakers mug, and we're about to make some trouble, so let's go.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stay with me.
The swag game on Wednesday.
It's so strong today.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Kyle has got his pushback crew neck on. Let's talk about the quality of the crew neck. We were going to order one, and the vendor came back and said, "Here's what we like to use," and we were like, "Nah."
We stepped it up. So look,
we're a premium brand.
Having business people, premium brand.
No
yes.
Scratchy cotton.
No, yeah. So this is not your normal like athletic giveaway crew neck from when you went to the most recent football game and they were giving stuff away, right? This is the step up, the high grade, nice and like you feel the inside and you're like, man, that feels good. It sits well on you. It's a wee bit fitted just so that you know you're in the right thing. The print quality is strong. And if you know about, back to the origins of ASOTU, you know that there was the pushback t-shirt with a live with Philly event. And so we brought that t-shirt back, put it on a crew neck as well, and I'm just loving it. I'm all snuggled up. I'm as everyone knows, I'm kind of in my house still, taking care of the family with baby around, and so it feels like a good in the house and out of the house shirt. You can roll either way.
He's pumping the crew necks. You can get them at ASOTU.com or just refer the email enough and you can get one for free. This is like a super, super nice crew neck, and we'll send it really nice. Speaking of swag, right? I'm not going to do a transition there.
No.
But I drank coffee out of my early mornings. Our For Troublemakers mug today. Isaac, you got a little roll for us on the Troublemaker mug? Oh, that was good. Okay, so we had a little audio there for the podcast people, and it's pouring the last few drops out of the French press into the early mornings or For Troublemaker mug. You can also get that just by referring the email, going to ASOTU.com, referring the email. We've had some swag delays. I'm going to put this out there right now. We've had a few swag delays just because of things. So one of the mugs didn't come in. We do have early mornings for Troublemakers mugs. We got the pins in. So we have these great, beautiful enamel ASOTU pins. They are so cool. Kyle's bringing soccer culture into the automotive industry. Yes. We're going to have the scarves before you know it. Maybe next year at NADA, we'll do ASOTU scarves.
I would love it. And it's going to be in Dallas. I don't know if that's going to be as great, but it will be in January. So January Dallas. I mean, they had some cold this year.
I went to Dallas last month and I had all the cold while I was there.
All of it, right? But wait, while we're talking quality, before we get to it, because we're going to talk Starbucks quality in a second. Hold that for the people on the pod. Hold that Troublemaker mug up again. We went with the matte black exterior, but the glossy interior. And for those that really are coffee connoisseurs, the lip is that gloss, which is what you really like, the mouth feel of drinking a really good cup of coffee on there. So, man, we didn't. Hey, look,
I think we nailed it. Not that we're too.
We didn't come here to bunt, Paul. We didn't come here to bunt,
that'll be the next shirt. Typical. At first, I thought the logo was on the wrong side because I'm right-handed. I'm like, oh well, no one can see the logo when I'm drinking. But the point is that I see the logo.
That's right.
When I'm drinking. Right. Early mornings are troublemakers. You're darn right it is. So we are going to start fulfillment. Now that I think we got all the shirts, we got the hats, we have the pins, we have the stickers, we have one of the two mugs. So now we can officially start fulfillment. So for all of you who've been so patient waiting for your stuff to be shipped, for referring the email, thank you so much. You're going to start getting stuff in the mail. And if you're not expecting anything in the mail, refer the email, sign up at ASOTU.com and just refer it to your friends. You can get free stuff, or if you don't want to wait, you can just go to the swag shop and buy it. And we handed out a bunch of gift cards at NADA. So there's going to be some of that coming in too. Let's talk about some news.
Let's do it.
All right. News out today. Volvo is partnering with Starbucks to test a new charging station network. So they kind of have this idea that they're going to put in up to 60 ChargePoint DC fast charging stations. That's kind of Volvo's thing. Anybody will be able to charge at them. Volvo owners will likely get free electricity or significantly discounted power, but anybody with an EV can charge it there. They're planning on doing 15 locations. They're going to start in the Denver area, and then they're going to make their way over the 1,300 miles all the way back to the Starbucks headquarters. So I think it's a pretty cool little mashup. Volvo seems like the right brand for this.
It does. And it's smart. I mean, I think about anyone partnering with a high level of franchises across the US is a really smart play. It's like, great. So the gas network is every corner kind of thing. So what's on I'm thinking about why wouldn't an automaker, partner with a Walgreens or a CVS? It's like they're in the same positions that so many gas station locations are, right? So I love the play from Starbucks. Actually, I was thinking about this. I was looking at a lot of the pictures from NADA, and because 2 years back, EV was, it was kind of a conversation, but not a massive conversation. Yeah. And the number of charging stations that were represented at NADA on the show floor. I mean, you were there. You probably saw this. I didn't get to see it, but there's a lot, right? So there's a lot of conversation about how are we going to get the network from an electricity standpoint right for the EV transition that's really pushing into the market.
I'm surprised we just haven't seen more EV charging ports at gas. No, I'm not actually. I was thinking like gas stations, right? That makes the most sense. Not really.
It doesn't.
Because gas stations are designed to get in and out quickly.
Yep.
Right. They don't need people. They don't have the space to have people. You're always crammed on a corner somewhere. They don't have space for people to park. Food makes a lot more sense. Yes. Walgreens makes sense just because there's always a lot of spots at like a Rite Aid or a Walgreens.
Right.
And, if they build, now we're just business deving. Right? Like, now they can actually add a quick serve food, segment to their business. They already have drive-through lanes. They already have a lot of resources. They already have food, right?
Right.
A little service counter, some food, because you have to do something, right? No one's going to want to we'll stop at all the Walgreens on our way to Florida. It's like, well, how many?
Who should do it? Who should do it? Sonic. Right now, you probably don't do Sonic a lot there in the north. Food company in the south, right?
Yeah.
But it's like pull up. They do. You pull up and like they got the roller skating,
a little charger right in there with the little.
They've got 20 spots that people are sitting in their car to eat their food.
20 to 30 minutes.
Right there. Charge it up. Boom.
Done. Hashtag patent TM. Right.
Biz dev on point.
Kyle's idea.
Blink charging. Call us. We'll get our consultant fee.
Speaking of Starbucks.
Segue
time.
We got to put this comment on me telling it like it is, because your wait at Starbucks is definitely long enough to charge your coffee. That's a good one. Well done, Nate. Well done. So CEO Kevin Johnson is stepping down after 5 years on the job at Starbucks. And guess who is coming in to be the interim CEO? Elon. No, I'm just kidding. Howard Schultz is coming back for his third return to the plate as the CEO of Starbucks. Howard Schultz was the brainchild behind Starbucks. He's the one. If you've ever had a latte or a cappuccino in the US, you can thank Howard Schultz, because he's the one that actually made that a normal thing. It's weird to believe a life when that didn't exist, but there was a time when the only people that drank coffee in their vehicles were like long haul truck drivers, right? And it was a functional beverage. That's it.
Period.
So Howard Schultz really brought that culture to the US, grew the company seismically, stepped down as CEO. Things didn't go as he stepped back in. He went out, they found this other CEO. This time it's actually on good terms. It's on good terms. So so Kevin Johnson, he grew the share price 50% over his 5 years. Not shabby.
Nuts. It's not shabby, especially when from a Starbucks perspective, there's a lot of competitors coming into the market, right? Local competitors.
Yeah.
And so for him to consistently provide new value, they've done a lot of neat things with their cold brew, with light stuff that's more along the third wave coffee stuff. There's a lot of innovation there. There's a lot of, constantly evolving, thinking of being that same startup that was in the 90s and kind of growing at a rapid pace, right? And we'll go ahead and do this. Speaking of startups,
Stop.
Segue
time.
Two.
Got it. What's even impressive? I can't even see the show notes right now. And I just remembered this one because it's near and dear to my heart. But the CEO of Stellantis has gone on records and put it out there saying he's transformed the company in this legacy company of Stellantis, which we know is an old OEM, right, that has a bunch of legacy, mentality, and moved it into kind of this startup mode feeling.
Yeah.
Right. Which we talk about a lot, that any business has the capacity to do. It just takes a shift of thinking, a shift of speed, of mentality about how you approach problems, how you attack with solutions. Right. And I think that it's a call to all business owners that are needing to rethink, that are needing to stay ahead of the times, that are needing to keep with disruptors, that owning a startup mode or an entrepreneurial mentality within your business is necessary to adapt and grow.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Stellantis is, Stellantis hasn't been noted to be the most innovative, right? It's been, when they took over, even so, there's been a lot of contention, a lot of questioning, like, okay, we'll take another swing at Chrysler. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so for them to be like trying to really flip that around, it takes a lot of anyone who's run a business, right? A lot of people that watch this show run businesses, whether that is running dealerships or tech companies. How difficult it is once the momentum shifts against you to just stop moving backwards. And so, props for like stopping moving backwards, right? And plotting moving forwards and changing the culture and orienting, appropriately. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. It's still going to be tough, right? But this move to software, move to EV, there's kind of a natural opportunity for
sure.
There's a natural opportunity for any business right now. We've talked about this. The world is flipping. The world is turning. If your business is in business today, you have a natural opportunity because of all the market shifts to take and move at the adjustments, to approach new ideas, to bring new things into your business. That natural, the natural element of what's happening in the world today is ripe for the picking for you to be adjusting in your business plan and in the way that you do business.
And it's appropriate more than ever for automotive. Kind of in talking to people on the show floor, got a little insight into the Honda Make meeting. A make meeting, by the way, we talked about this yesterday. We're trying to let everyone know a make meeting is, if you think of like a car make and model, like a Honda Accord, right? A make meeting is just a manufacturer meeting. So make meeting, the Honda meeting, basically they were saying, hey, like, we're going to tell you this. I probably shouldn't know this. I don't know. I know it now. But they're like, we're not looking at getting back to anywhere near normal till 2024. So that's not this year. It's not next year. It's the year after that. Already saying that. And when I heard that, and so the advice there is like, this is the new normal. Don't like just hang on waiting for the next thing. Kyle said, like, this is a fundamental time to shift your business and orient it to the new way, because the world is flipped upside down. Don't wait for it to go back, because I don't think it's ever going back.
No, it's not going back the way it was. When it settles, the settling will look totally different for sure.
Never going back from an inventory standpoint, from a business model standpoint. So yeah, man, good on Stellantis. Is like the timing is just right. Right.
Yes.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. Speaking of Ford, I'm not going to do another segue because it's not really a segue. We want to speak of Ford. But speaking of automotive manufacturers, so Ford is cutting features. They announced that in order to keep the lines running, the factory lines running, they are starting to cut features out of their popular Explorer, eliminating cushy features like rear heated seats and rear climate controls. And if you have kids, rear climate controls are something you really don't want back there anyway.
Nah, yeah, everybody fights over those, right?
Like, it's so hot, no, but
it's too hot. It's too cold.
High, right? It's just on high. It's on or off. And so, like, I'm personally happy that there's no rear climate controls in the Explorers. I don't have one, but the rear heated seats, we're used to some pretty big creature comforts, but there's going to be this lull in the inventory, like for the next 5 to 8 years. You're gonna be like, oh, does this one have? Oh, it doesn't have the rear heated seats. It says it does, but it doesn't.
Well, this is what's interesting. They're going to give dealers the parts to install them.
Yeah, when the chips are available.
But here's what's crazy: they'll give a discount or a rebate back to people that don't choose to install them. So now think about appraising a car in 3 to 4 years. You're like, oh, this one, it's going to be so dynamic, right? It might look like it has it, but it doesn't have it. And did it get installed? And how do we track whether or not stuff get installed? oh man, just
It's
the
gonna be
matrix
weird.
of whether or not something has something because of the year or model is going to be really interesting to both appraise and merchandise in the automotive space.
I think they're going to be very rarely installed. Is my guess.
Without a doubt.
Once you get used
I
to
know
that,
how
that makes
I know
sense.
how often recalls get taken care of,
No,
because
and-
I used to be in charge of mailing those things out, and
Right.
those lists stayed really long. So
And we know how
yep.
everyone loves to go in for service experience.
They love it.
They love it. They
Oh,
love
boy.
it. I'm trying to change that, but they love it. Look, my screen in my Kia Telluride, it literally doesn't work now, probably like 20% of the time. I turn my car
Oh
on
my goodness.
and I have a spinny pinwheel and neither display goes on. For some reason, it happens in the morning and the spinny display goes on. And guess what? I still haven't called. Why? I don't want the inconvenience. I'm like, I have my speedometer. That's fine. I don't need to
But
listen.
Paul, if they were like, hey, you're a part of something that probably is happening to Kia Tellurides, can we come pick up your car? Would you let them pick up your car?
And not only would I do that, but I want my summer tires switched over.
Right.
I would definitely have an oil change done right. If they would do that, it would be there right now.
Right now.
It would be there right now. And we would have, everybody can't have Art from Lincoln, right? Who told me he would take really good care of me.
Art.
If it was in Lincoln, then it'd probably go call Art up. So, yeah. So, I mean, look, things are moving and shaking. I was talking with Darren Doan yesterday and we were just continuing the conversation that like most people haven't caught on to the fact that this is the opportunity that you're going to get.
Yep.
Right. Every 20 years or so, a massive disruptive opportunity comes along. And if you're focusing in on it as an opportunity and saying, hey, what can we disrupt? How can we make some trouble when everything is when everything is shaken up? That's actually how the disproportionate winners disproportionately win.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Kyle's got baby appointments to go to.
Gotta get out of here.
He does with baby and mama. We got a podcast to be on later on today. We have some work to do making content. You have some work to do making this industry everything it should be.